Why does Israel fear Hindus and East Asians least? And why does it fear its Abrahamic cousins most? The answer is not race. The answer is not geography. The answer is not that Hindus, Buddhists, Confucians, Taoists, Shintoists, Christians, Muslims, or Jews are morally pure. No civilization is morally pure. Every civilization has violence. Every civilization has ambition. Every civilization has cruelty. The real issue is different. Israel's deepest fear is not foreignness. Israel's deepest fear is rival inheritance. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are not three unrelated religions. They are three branches of one sacred family argument. They share Abraham, they share Moses, they share prophecy, they share scripture. They share the idea of one ultimate God, and they share Jerusalem. That is why the conflict is so explosive. A normal city can be divided by politics, but a sacred city is harder to divide, because a sacred city is filled with eternity. For Jews, Jerusalem means temple, covenant, exile, return, memory, survival, and sovereignty. For Christians, Jerusalem means Jesus, crucifixion, resurrection, pilgrimage, prophecy, and sacred history. For Muslims, Jerusalem means Al-Aqsa, the Dome of the Rock, and Islamic sacred memory. One city carries three sacred claims. That is not ordinary politics. That is theology turned into stone. Hindu civilization does not enter this battlefield in the same way. Hindus do not need Jerusalem to prove the truth of the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Gita, Shiva, Vishnu, Devi, Rama, or Krishna. Hindu sacred imagination turns toward Kashi, Ayodhya, Mathura, Rameshwaram, Kedarnath, the Ganga, the Himalayas, temples, epics, sages, and metaphysical inquiry. Hinduism does not claim that Judaism was merely preparation for Hindu revelation. It does not say Moses was incomplete until India corrected him. It does not define Jewish survival as a theological insult. Therefore, Hindu civilization can meet Judaism as another ancient civilization, not as a failed version of itself. East Asia also stands outside this Abrahamic quarrel. Buddhism does not need Jerusalem to validate compassion, non-harm, liberation, meditation, or the Four Noble Truths. Confucian civilization does not need Jerusalem to justify family duty, moral cultivation, education, social order, or political ethics. Taoism does not need Jerusalem to understand nature, balance, humility, spontaneity, and the Tao. Shinto does not need Jerusalem to honor kami, ancestors, shrines, ritual purity, and the sacred landscape of Japan. These civilizations have their own sacred centers. They do not need Judaism to be defeated in order to become themselves. That is the crucial difference between difference and rivalry. A civilization can be very different from Israel and still not be a civilizational threat to Israel. India is enormous. China is powerful. Japan is advanced. Korea is disciplined. But power alone is not the deepest issue. The deeper issue is whether a civilization claims Israel's prophets, Israel's scripture, Israel's God, Israel's city, Israel's destiny. Hindu and East Asian traditions generally do not make that claim. Christianity and Islam do. Christianity historically claimed that Jesus fulfilled the Jewish scriptures. Some Christian traditions even claim that the church replaced or surpassed Israel. Islam later presented itself as the final revelation, with Muhammad as the final prophet, and the Quran as the correction and culmination of earlier revelation. This does not mean every Christian or Muslim is hostile to Jews. Many Christians support Israel. Many Muslims desire peace with Jews. But the structure of the theological argument still matters. Judaism remains the older witness that refuses to disappear. And that refusal creates tension with religions that see themselves as fulfillment, correction, or final revelation. This is why Jewish historical memory is concentrated inside the Abrahamic world. Jews lived for centuries under Christian and Islamic majorities. Sometimes they were protected, sometimes they flourished. But sometimes they were segregated, humiliated, taxed, expelled, forcibly converted, attacked, or killed. The largest civilizational pressures on Jewish survival came overwhelmingly from Christian and Islamic societies. They did not come in the same way from Hindu, Buddhist, Confucian, Taoist, or Shinto civilizations. India is an especially important contrast. Jewish communities lived in India for many centuries. Cochin Jews, Bnei Israel, Baghdadi Jews. Their history was not perfect. No society is perfect. But India did not produce the same long civilizational pattern of anti-Jewish persecution seen in much of Christian Europe. Nor did Hindu civilization define the Jew as a theological enemy. That made Hindu civilization psychologically different. Israel fears its Abrahamic cousins most because cousins fight over inheritance. Strangers may misunderstand one another, but cousins argue over the family house. In the Abrahamic imagination, Jerusalem is that family house. The Jew says Jerusalem is ancestral memory. The Christian says Jerusalem is fulfilled sacred history. The Muslim says Jerusalem is Islamic sacred geography. And once eternity enters politics, compromise becomes much harder. Hindus and East Asians do not arrive at Jerusalem with the same theological demand. No Hindu civilization needs the Temple Mount for Shiva, Vishnu, Devi, Rama, or Krishna. No Buddhist civilization needs the Western Wall for the Buddha. No Confucian civilization needs Zion for Confucius. No Taoist civilization needs Jerusalem for Lao Tzu. No Shinto civilization needs Al-Aqsa, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, or the Temple Mount for Japan's Kami. Their sacred centers lie elsewhere. Therefore, they do not need to seize the Jewish center. That is why Israel can look eastward with less civilizational dread. It may have normal political disputes with India, China, Japan, Korea, or Southeast Asia. It may worry about trade, diplomacy, technology, alliances, and power. But those are ordinary state interests. They are not the same as sacred rivalry over revelation and inheritance. Israel fears Hindus and East Asians least, not because they are weak, not because they are harmless, not because they are morally pure, but because they do not generally claim to complete, correct, inherit, or replace Judaism. Israel fears its Abrahamic cousins most because they stand inside the same sacred family argument. They dispute the same prophets, the same scriptures, the same covenantal memory, and the same city. Hindu and East Asian civilizations have their own sacred worlds. They do not need Jerusalem in order to be themselves. And because they do not need Jerusalem, they do not frighten Israel in the same way. Why? Please visit www.reasonandrevolt.com for more information.